As we reach the halfway of the NFL season, today we took a look at 5 football cards on fire right now. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Les Alex here, and today, like I said, we are going to be taking a look at 5 football cards that are going up in value. If you guys are new here and enjoy the content, make sure to smash that subscribe button and hit that post notification bell icon, because I am coming out with new content here on the channel about sports and sports cards almost every single day. And if you get value out of what you see here today, make sure to hit it with the like button. It is the #1 way to help support the content here on the channel, and it only takes one flick of the thumb. So with all that stuff out of the way, let's get into this one. All right, so at number 5, it is going to be a guy that hasn't even played a single down yet in the NFL this season. Of course, I'm talking about Antonio Brown. He just got signed by the Bucs. He's actually going to be staying with Tom Brady. Obviously, he's had a lot of off-the-field issues over the last couple years. Hopefully for the Bucs, Tom Brady can kind of rein him in while he's staying at his house, and that'll be a good connection for the Bucs. But let's take a look at the 2010 score, Antonio Brown, PSA 10. So as we take a look at the graph here on Card Ladder, back on 10/8, you could get this thing just shy of $20, $17.50 to be exact. And the most recent sale on 11/03 was for $98.99, almost $100, and a growth rate of 489%. Not too shabby for a guy that literally hasn't played a single down yet. But obviously, this could be great things for the Buccaneers. They're sitting in first place in that NFC South division. So this is going to be really interesting to see what happens with his cards. Do his prices continue to rise if the Bucs have success, or will they kind of flatline and eventually go down? It'll definitely be interesting to see. I do think this is a good pickup for the Buccaneers. It'll be really interesting to see if he gets into any trouble, but I don't personally think he will, because he's staying with Tom Brady. He's going to have him straight-laced and on point. But let's take a look at number 4 on today's list, Le'Veon Bell, yet another former Pittsburgh Steeler. We're taking a look at his 2013 Topps PSA 10, ball in left hand. Speaking of guys who have changed scenery recently, obviously the marriage between him and Adam Gase went south, and he is no longer on the team. He got cut by the team, and he's now playing for the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, to go from a team like the Jets, no offense, Jets fans, to the Super Bowl champions, you gotta be feeling good if you're Le'Veon Bell. The big question mark with him is, can he return to his former glory from when he was on the Steelers? It's a question. It's a big question, and I'm excited to see the answer to it in the coming weeks. His production hasn't quite been there so far this season, but in a new offense, who knows? And obviously, the Chiefs are a great team, so he's in good hands. But let's take a look at his price graph. So back on 10/13, you could have bought this thing for $48.30. As you can see, the most recent sale on 10/27, it absolutely popped off at a high of $159. That's a growth rate of 229% and 110 actual dollars. 17 sales in the last 3 months. This card is absolutely on fire. I'm really excited that we're starting to see love from other positions in the hobby, not just a monopoly of quarterbacks for the more expensive cards and for the cards that you can make money off of. But again, Le'Veon Bell, can he return to his former glory? That's the big question mark with this card. And personally, I would probably be pumping the brakes on this one. Next up at number 3, it's going to be Derrick Henry. And oh boy, Derrick Henry is starting to really put his hat in for best running back in the league. He's been a monster. Obviously, last season, he led the entire NFL in rushing yards, right in front of Nick Chubb. He's obviously on the first place Tennessee Titans. And even though they lost last week. He was really not the reason for that. He had 112 rushing yards on 18 attempts and 2 touchdowns. Great player, having a great season yet again. He looks like Marshawn Lynch from back in the day, just trucking people off of him, going beast mode left and right. But let's take a look at his price graph over the last month. As you can see, back on 10/5, you could have bought this thing for $54.95. It's had great growth. $150 was the last buy it now price, and that was a rate of growth of 172%. The dude's an absolute monster. This is his silver prism, so I do want to kind of make that differential because it's not his base prism. This is his silver prism. You do want to take that into account when you're buying these cards on the internet. You were looking for that silver prism. He's another case. Can this card continue to rise? I think as the Titans go, his prices will go. If they make a deep playoff run, who knows how far these prices could go up. I'm not hyping the card up or anything, but this is a card that I do believe goes as the Titans go. Next up at number 2, it's going to be Aaron Rodgers. This is his 2005 PSA 10 Bowman. This is his rookie card. Obviously, Aaron is no slouch. This season, he's thrown for 20 touchdowns and only 2 picks. Yes, last week, he did have that big fumble late in the game that kind of cost the team, but they're still in first place, and he's a legend. He's an absolute legend. I think his excellence kind of gets downplayed because of the era he's played in. We've seen the guys like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and even Eli Manning all have had multiple Super Bowls, but when you look back on this era, you're going to look at Aaron Rodgers and really think to yourself, man, that guy was a gamer. For a long time, was a quarterback with the best arm in the league. Probably can't say that anymore, but this card is a very safe investment in my opinion, just because he's an absolute legend, whether you love the Packers or you hate them. So let's take a look at his prices on Card Ladder. So taking a look here, starting price 1 month ago on 10/7 was $384. Most recent sale on 10/31 was for $799, $800, might as well call it. That is a rate of growth of 108% or $415 in a month, guys. This guy is an absolute lock for the Hall of Fame. It's not even a question. Personally, I love his dry humor, and I think he's hilarious. I know a lot of people do not vibe with that, but personally, I do like Aaron Rodgers. I'm not at all a Packers fan or anything, but this is an absolute lock, in my opinion, as a good pickup. The prices are only going to go up the more and more he solidifies his legacy. So for that reason, he's got to be number 2 on today's list. And at number 1, it's going to be DK Metcalf. This guy right here is an absolute monster. He, in my opinion, is one of the most fun players in the entire game to watch on Sundays. This is the 2019 Silver Prism PSA 10. Obviously, he's got a great quarterback out there in Seattle in Russell Wilson, which actually Russell Wilson was on my last video. If you guys want to check that out, right up there, check that one out after this one is over. The Seahawks are 6-1 right now in first place in the NFC West. Last week, he had 12 receptions for 161 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he's had an absolute fire season this year. He's been really killing it, but let's take a look at his graph. Back on 10/14, you could have bought this thing for $750. The most recent sale and the highest yet was for $1,552. That is a rate of growth of 103% or $775. It's going absolutely nuts. Now, can this price be sustained? Very similar to Derrick Henry. I think his prices are probably going to go as the Seahawks go. But with that being said, the Seahawks are an excellent team. They look really good this season, and it's really hard to bet against Russell Wilson and that Seahawks team. So I look for them to make a pretty decent playoff run. Let me know what you guys think, though, in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. If you guys are going to potentially pick any of these guys up. And, of course, who you guys are picking up right now and who you guys are investing in. I always love chopping it up with you. Hit me up on Twitter and Instagram because I love answering DMs and really getting to know you guys. Thanks for watching this one. You are amazing. Make sure to hit up fullcountmedia.com for a lot more hobby content and just behind the scenes kind of stuff. I appreciate you all. Oh, and if you're buying sports cards on eBay, make sure to use my affiliate link in the description below. And if you've made it this far, make sure to hit that like button if you got value out of it. And if you're new here, you made it this far, hit that subscribe button, get in that comment section. Let's chop it up. Let's have a good conversation. And until the next time, keep cracking packs, keep collecting. I will see you in the next one.